Brought to you by Penguin. All the Good Things by Clare Fisher, read by Emily Atack. 1. Smelling a baby's head right into your heart. Of all the good things that have ever been in me, the first and the best is you. Every single part of you, from your strokable earlobes to the hope curled up in your toes. Remember that. Remember it when the dickheads say you're a bad or a so-what thing. Remember it when you're convinced the good things are jammed behind other people's smiles. Remember it the hardest when you feel like nothing at all. Writing a list of good things may seem pretty retarded. At least that's what I said when Erica brought it up. I didn't know Erica before they put me in here, but now we have to put up with each other for a whole hour every week. She has these geekster glasses that make her eyes look bigger than any person's should. When I said the word retarded, they grew so big it was like she knew everything about me and about the universe and about whatever lay outside the universe. And that made me feel small, and so I jumped up, gripped the back of my chair and said, "I'm not a retard." I waited for Erica to shout or press whatever button she had to press to bring the screws running. Instead, she sighed like I was some teleprogram she wished would change into a better one. I let go of the chair and sat back down. "Now," she said, laying her hands flat on the table between us. They were red raw and peeling, like she'd forgotten to wear washing-up gloves. "Why don't you explain why you used that word, retard?" "Well, I don't know, do I?" I open my mouth, the words come out. End of story. "That's one way of looking at it," said Erica. "But there are others. For example, I, like you, know what it is to be a mum. I've got 3 kids." The way her face moved, even a blind man could have clocked how much she loved them. Would a blind man have clocked how much I loved you? Would anyone? "One's mad on football," she went on. "The other on Harry Potter, the third on spiders and spaceships. One hates loud noises. The other hates to eat anything round. It just so happens that one of them is autistic. But they're all as real as each other." She paused and wiggled her eyebrows which, FYI, hadn't been threaded or even plucked. "Do you see?" The grown-up reply would have been, "Sorry," and maybe, "Thanks for talking to me like I'm just another mum, like we're just 2 human beings." But even though I'm 21 and have done 100% certified grown-up things like wash up my own plates in my own flat, rubber gloves and all, even though I've had a job and a boyfriend and a baby, grown-up isn't always the way I am on the inside. I slumped down in my chair and mumbled, "Whatever." There are lots of ways to look at every person, and words like retard are dangerous because they make us believe there's just one story. I opened my mouth, but no words fell out, not even an almost word like, "oh." "I bet," she said, patting her grey-streaked boy-cut hair, "you know a thing or two about those kinds of words." Suddenly, Erica and her glasses and the custard-yellow walls disappeared. I was back in that courtroom, not knowing where to look because whether I looked at the judge and his wig or the clerk and her computer, or the lawyers and their ring binders, or even the fake wood walls, all I saw was the bad things I'd done. The things that had stopped the other prisoners looking at me unless it was to give me the evils. "Bethany?" Erica's voice shoved this memory to the part of my mind that's a bit like the patch of carpet under the sofa. It's close, dirty, and dark, and although you mean to sort it out, you never do, because the only parts of you that ever see it are your ankles. Back in the room, Erica was staring straight at me, but for the first time in my life, I didn't mind. There was no way of knowing what a person was or wasn't thinking about me, and this was an okay or maybe even a good thing. I opened my mouth, and out came these words I'd no idea were there. One of my foster mums, the 4th or like maybe the 5th, she was obsessed with cats. Oh? She loved them. If I said I felt ill, she'd tell me to stop making a fuss, but if the cat sneezed, she'd shove it into this dark plastic box and rush it to the vet. Before she put it in the box, it'd be okay.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?